Hey everyone, welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. Today on the podcast we got a very special guest. He is Nick.
Hey.
He's a longtime friend of ours.
Yeah, Nick and us go way back to junior high school. We rode the bus together and we became friends.
Very nice.
Yeah. And we used to do a lot of play guitar together. You used to do that too, Andrew.
Once upon a time. It was horrible.
You want to tell the story of our band?
So about the only thing I can tell is, we were a church band. I knew three notes.
Which for church music is all you need to know.
Which Nick's brother Landon taught me. Shout out to Landon. And then these guys had the great idea of putting us in a battle of the bands.
So as a church band, going into a battle of the bands with like these hard rock,
right?
bands.
And I knew three notes.
Needless to say, we did win.
Nope, but I rocked those three notes.
Yeah, rock. Yeah, sure, that's how it works. And we never did a battle of the bands ever again. But we actually knew that we weren't going to win because half our songs were not unique.
Right.
So I think that was one of the rules. We were just like, we're just going to set the mood.
Hey, it was a witness. We were witnessing to them.
Witness. Yeah. I just pulled an Austin and Leb thing.
Literally,
I just did it because you said witness, and I
and
go,
you echoed.
witness. Yeah.
Yeah. They're bad influences.
I should stop watching their videos. Anyways. All right, well, Nick, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah. Just enjoying being here. Just got some coffee that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You made it pretty good.
Is this the Starbucks coffee, Dusty?
No, it's
didn't
the more
taste it.
expensive coffee.
Nice. See, you pull the cheap stuff out for me, but the good stuff for Nick?
That's right.
Nice. Nick, you need to come over more often.
Austin and Leb, just to bring it back to them, they're going to be mad because we didn't invite them to come over and stay at our house because Nick stayed at our house last night. And they continue to Facebook harass me. When's their invite?
Nick's in Oklahoma. Austin and Leb are not.
Well, Nick's not from Oklahoma.
Nobody's in Oklahoma.
He just showed up, really. He said, I'm going to be in Oklahoma. Can I stay in your house?
And I needed someone to drive me to the airport and a place to leave a car. But I didn't want to see you, too.
Yeah. It's whatever. I love you, too, Nick. So, Nick, you live in China.
I do.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah,
but
right now I'm in Oklahoma, but that's not in China. But, yeah. Last 2 years I've been studying language on the kind of the northeast part of the Tibetan Plateau.
And how is that language? Is it hard?
It's pretty tough. If you're an English speaker, it's very different from English.
Especially an older English speaker.
I'm not that old. I'm younger than you.
But, I know, but children pick it up a lot quicker. Like my daughter could pick it up quicker.
That's true. Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Because once you get past like 15, 16, your brain does something, and it's harder to pick up new languages.
How do you say podcast in whatever language you're saying?
I knew you'd ask me something that I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Podcast is not a normal word. How do you say radio?
Radio is, man, no one uses a radio either. It is, what is it? Inya is music. It's something that has music in it. No, it's a Inyeji. It's like music machine. Pretty sure that's what it is.
I was going to say music box.
Yeah.
Well,
or Yeji, or I don't know, something.
You could have
like
said anything. None of us know.
Yeah, but we may have a Chinese listener that'll be like, nah.
Yeah. So you're studying language, and what's probably the hardest part of moving to China to do that you've experienced?
I think. Yeah, it's not really the things you'd expect. You think, the food's going to be so different. And, yeah, that stuff's not really that hard to adjust to. I like food, whether it's here or there. So I think it's just everyone you meet processes and thinks about the world completely different than you. And I think, that's probably the hardest part, just trying to just trying to figure out why people do, what makes them tick, why do they think like they do, and why do you think so differently? And you learn a lot about yourself, I think, by living in another culture. So that's pretty cool.
So when you first moved there, you didn't know a lick of Mandarin, right?
I could say hello and thank you, but I don't know that I could say them where anyone would understand what I was trying to say.
So pretty much what I know in Spanish. Because like when I went down to Peru, I knew hello, thank you, where's the bathroom, and I invite you to the park in 5 minutes for a show.
What? What did you use that for?
Well, because when I went down, in 2003, that's what I said the entire time. I'd just go around and go and tell you, Thomas, hacia otros 5 minutos de plaza. And
you want to go to the park with me?
That was inviting people to a show in the plaza in 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's all I knew.
So like you'd go around and it was always 5 minutes because you didn't know how to change.
Always, yes, I didn't know any. Yes, there was one time I asked one of the girls. I was like, "What is 10 minutes?" I don't even know what 10 is anymore. So no. Diez.
Diez.
I was going to say Diaz, but that's a UFC fighter. So see, I don't know. So, all right. So, how hard was that when you first got there, Nick, with you only knowing hello and thank you? Did you have to find, like, an interpreter to help you?
Yeah, I made a couple friends that had been there, some other expats that had lived there for a few years, and they kind of helped me figure things out. And
some Aussies, right?
Yeah. Learn how to buy a few groceries and stuff like that, and, kind of went from there.
That's awesome.
What other ways have you been able to kind of, I guess, get past that language barrier besides just learning it?
Yeah. I mean, it's still a struggle. Been studying for 2 years, and I could study for several more years before I'd be fluent. But I've got a lot of words, but sometimes putting them together, I'm pretty slow. Sound like about a 5-year-old, maybe younger. But I don't know. I think the local people are super patient with me.
That's good.
I try to say just a few, I mean, you can say the simplest thing, and they're all like, "Oh man, you speak so amazing," and no. But at the same time, well, I don't know. Yeah.
So do you give like English lessons while you're over there?
I don't. No, I'm on a student visa, so I can't work. I've helped with just some English corners and stuff like that where, I don't make any money, gotcha. Which is pretty fun to do. Play a lot of games, and it's cool. Play some Uno, but make up, rules where you have to speak in English if you I don't know, if you do a player reverse or a draw four or something like that, you have to answer some kind of question in English. So yeah, I get to work with students that are learning English in that way. So that's been pretty fun.
That's awesome. So you can't work while you're on a student visa?
No, I'd never thought about that. I assume it's the same here too. I don't know.
I know a lot of people on student visas here that work.
Yeah.
Everybody works.
You're not supposed to there. They're pretty strict about it too.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
For security reasons, maybe? Like that they don't want...
maybe economy reasons.
That's true.
They want jobs for local people. I'm not really sure.
That'd be considered racist here. In America to do that kind of law. So how much, like when you're in China, how much do you get to see? Because China's a rather large,
huge.
Yeah, it's I want to say like after Russia and Canada, or Canada and Russia, it's the third. I don't know which way it goes, but I think it's the third largest land-wise, and obviously the most populous as far as people. So,
you just blew my mind.
It's a big place.
I didn't know Canada was that big.
Yeah, Canada's really big. It might be the biggest.
Really?
It's got all that stuff up there that's frozen,
Yeah, that's all part of Canada?
Yeah.
I thought that was just the North Pole. Are you telling me?
It probably goes all the way around to Antarctica. I don't know.
Are you telling me Santa Claus is Canadian?
I never thought about that.
No.
Blowing people's minds with philosophy on this podcast. Santa Claus is Canadian, people. We had it wrong.
I forgot. Oh, have I been lots of places? I have had the opportunity to travel to several different places. Yeah, got to stay with some nomadic people, so that's very different. Living in a tent where you're far away from anybody. That's pretty different from some of the gigantic cities where, there's everything you could ever think of. And, yeah.
Do people get to go out of the city as much, or is that kind of an anomaly for you to be able to?
Yeah, the wealthier people have opportunities to travel usually. Usually they'll go to other cities, or there's a few resort places, I think in the southeast. But yeah, most people I'd say haven't traveled too much. I don't think most local people have a passport. So most people have not been outside of the country. But some of them have traveled different parts of the country, and some of them have. There's some exchange students and stuff like that too. So yeah.
Speaking of exchange, what's the exchange rate right now?
I haven't checked in a while. I think it's around $1 is about the same as 6.5 Chinese yuan. So,
not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some of that. Move to China. I'll be a millionaire.
Yeah, but it's been going, well, I guess the rate has got, I have less money now than I did when I first got there. Not only because I spent it, but because of the exchange rate changing.
Gotcha. So it's constantly fluctuating.
Yeah. But it's not much. It hasn't much.
So I would assume, because everything's made in China, that everything's probably super cheap since you don't have to ship it out, and probably you can have
you don't know much about the U.S. economy, do you?
You can have the biggest TV for $20 in China, probably.
Yeah,
because Sony's and
I think Sony might be Japanese.
It is.
Whoops.
Yeah,
most of I don't travel very often. I don't even have a passport, so.
Most of the stuff we have here in the U.S. that's made in China, I've not really seen the same brands or anything. They have to import them back to China, so they're super expensive.
Well, also, and that's one of the things Trump was fighting with the fair trade deals was there's not much import tax from China. China is one of the few countries that, we may tax them $1,000 on $10 billion worth of goods. So.
Huh.
Isn't there a lot of fight with that right now?
Yeah, that's why Trump's been fighting.
I don't know much about it, but
things are going to get expensive. That's all.
Well, and so to send U.S. mail from China to here, something could cost $6 for a box, where to them it's like $50 or $60.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy expensive to ship something over there.
Yeah,
so. But I don't. Yeah, I won't give anybody my address because it costs, people want to ship stuff. My parents want to ship me stuff, and I'm like, I can get everything here. There's this website called Taobao, and I don't know how it works exactly, but you can get anything you want in the world. So it's like eBay, but really cheap, and I don't know. They bring it to your door. And they also have what they call Waimai. So it's the coolest thing ever, because you can order from pretty much any restaurant you want, and there's these little guys on electric scooters, and they bring it to your door for about 2 kwai, which is, what, I don't know, if 6.5 kwai is $1, it's not very much. And so,
well, you're just talking about yen. Now it's kwai.
Oh, that's like saying $1 or $1, or it's not. Yeah. So yeah,
gotcha.
Yuan is or RMB or.
We just started having DoorDash here in Tulsa, which is that you can order and for $4.
Yeah.
Get it delivered to your work or whatever.
And there's no gratuity there, so
yeah.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah.
No gratuity in China.
Yeah. But you need to remember that when you come back to the U.S. Otherwise, people think you're a jerk.
Yeah, because you come here to these Chinese restaurants, and they chase you out the door wanting their gratuity. So whose food is better, U.S. China or China China?
I I really miss U.S. Chinese food, but there's some really great Chinese food too. Where I live, it's mostly noodles, and they're good. They're not like blow your mind, but they're pretty good. It's just we eat them every single day, usually 3 meals a day. Well, that's not true. I eat a lot of yogurt for breakfast. They make a lot of yak yogurt. Yak and lamb are our 2 main meats where I live. So,
how's yak yogurt?
It's good. It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah. So that's usually what I have for breakfast. But eat a lot of noodles, so you get tired of noodles sometimes. But the Sichuan food is pretty amazing. So, yeah, it's a little spicy. Got some peppers in it, but it's good stuff.
Heck yeah. Sounds like my type of food.
Yeah.
Is that those websites where you order those stuff available in the U.S. too? Or is it just
the Taobao?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I need cheap stuff.
I think there's like an English version
called eBay.
Yeah, called eBay. Amazon. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not even sure how it works. There's like individual sellers, and some of them some of them live in other countries. I'm not sure how it works.
That's
so
like
they
eBay
drop ship.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. So how is the internet there? I've heard it's kind of crazy.
Censored.
It's
Censored.
Yeah, they can't use Google or Facebook or all that stuff. So
how do they live without Facebook?
It's a challenge without Google.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So who do you use? Ask Jeeves?
They use Bing. Bing is
Bing.
the official.
So Microsoft.
Yeah.
Of course. So. Chinese.
And then WeChat instead of Facebook.
Oh, WeChat. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So
we have that
WeChat
here.
is probably the most amazing app I've ever used. You can do everything. You can pay your bills, and I don't know. You can do everything on WeChat. So,
I wonder if that's where Facebook got their idea, being able to pay people and do stuff and all within their messenger.
So, I use WeChat Pay for pretty much everything.
That's cool. So if people send you money, do they send it to you on WeChat?
Yes. Yep. So they're local people. You always fight for the bill. It's a really hospitable culture.
I'm moving to China. Never have to pay a bill again.
Nice people. When you go out to eat with somebody, you always fight for the bill. But you know,
to the death.
Is that where ninjas come from?
Americans not so much, but we like to look hospitable.
Yeah.
So we'll fight for the bill and then make each other send us money on WeChat afterwards.
That's always like when they put the check in the middle of the table and you're like,
yeah,
like act like you're getting it. Hopefully somebody beats it to it.
Uh-huh.
You know, slow motion, grab the check. I never go out anymore.
I don't do because you're too fast.
Too fast. Nobody grabs the check. We just leave. We dine and dash.
Is that where that name came from?
Yeah.
So it's not the gratuity they're chasing you down for, it's the bill.
Wow, Dusty, you gave our secret away. So, Nick, other than China, what other countries have you been to?
I have been to Mexico, Ecuador, Thailand, Laos or Lao, depending on where you're from, and North Korea.
North Korea?
Yeah. I went on a week trip to plant trees where there'd been a bunch of flooding and erosion and stuff like that. So
that's freaking awesome.
It was pretty amazing.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that's been North Korea that's not North Korean.
It was like going back in time. Yeah, everything looks way different.
So are the pictures right? Do they not have lights there? Like,
they had electricity. It's pretty inconsistent. It was it was a crazy experience, but the people I met were great, and yeah.
Is that while you
beautiful
were
place?
While you were on a student visa?
Yeah, I went on just a tourist trip, kind of I don't know what you call that, where you
an agricultural
sort of like that. Yeah.
And they make the tourists plant trees?
Yeah, I mean it was like a work trip thing, and it was really cool. So
that's why I was saying an agricultural, because that's what
it wasn't through the school. It was just through a tourist company.
Okay.
So yeah,
we need to start a tourist company that does like landscape work in the area, and then we'll show you the area, but we'll also use you to most people's yards, and we can make extra money on the side.
Well, they were like, I mean, they're making money for tourism, but they do some trips that are like, just like service type trips. And you get to kind of see a little bit more of rural life there.
It's kind of like Doctors Without Borders.
Something like that.
But now you're trees
Except I'm not a doctor at all.
You're tree planters without borders.
Yeah. So, but it's a beautiful place.
So, other than planting trees, did you do anything else there? Did you hike the mountains? Did you do anything touristy?
Yeah, I mean, we went to the ocean. I mean, the ocean was right there, and it was pretty sweet. Our tour guides taught us some Korean songs, and then we taught them some English songs, and so ate a lot of Korean food. They fed us their best food, and it was delicious.
I've heard it was good.
Yeah, lots of seafood. So,
which I don't like, but
yeah.
So you were just mainly on the coast of North Korea?
Yeah.
You didn't really go inland?
No, I mean, yeah. Came in, kind of drove across to the coast and drove back up and exited at a different place. So, yeah, kind of in the mountains. I mean, I think the whole place is mostly mountains. Yeah. But it does have a lot of coast.
So did you ever make it to Saigon? Wait, Saigon's North Korea, right? Where's that, South Korea?
I don't know.
No, that's
Pyongyang?
North Korea. South? The capital?
The capital, Pyongyang. No, it's farther north.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's a cool experience. I don't feel like, most people don't go there. But if you do, you usually go through a tour that goes through the capital, but you have to go in a different area. So it was really cool.
See, that's what I'd want to see. I want to see their capital.
Yeah. Yeah, the capital would be cool,
so
too.
It's a touristy spot.
And you can't Google it because pictures aren't really allowed. So it's not easy to find pictures of the capital of North Korea.
So when do you go back to China?
I'm hoping probably here in the next couple months to head back and continue studying, and yeah.
So are you on like a summer break right now?
Yeah. It's not summer, but
right.
I mean, I just took a break this semester, and
okay.
Yeah, it's good to come back and visit some family and friends, and doing some work on the farm, family farm, and
heck yeah,
all that kind of stuff, and yeah.
You still have a house here in
I had a house rented out, and it's been empty for a few months, so I got it for sale, and it's under contract right now. So
awesome.
We'll see what happens.
So you might be staying at our house more often.
Yeah, might be coming more. Yeah.
I mean, especially
but because I want to see you, not because I need a place to stay.
Yeah.
Or store his car.
Or driving to the airport here in a few minutes.
So where are you headed out from here?
I am headed to Florida. Yeah, I'm going to be on the beach tomorrow. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Want to trade places?
Does Nick look like a beach person?
No.
No, he doesn't at all. So,
I went shopping with a friend a while back, and for shorts, and she said, I don't know if you're a shorts person.
She's probably right.
Yep. You're going to burn on your first day.
Yeah, my arms are pretty tan.
This is the farmer bod.
Right, he has the farmer tan, so his arms are tan, his head is tan, but that's it.
Nick, we probably should have done this at the beginning of the podcast for people to get to know you, but I have some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
So people can kind of
Okay.
figure out who you are.
Okay.
So question number 1, country or rock?
I don't know. Depends on the day. But I like them both. And it depends on the new country, old country. You may sing some country?
No.
Johnny Cash.
I'll sing some country. You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Johnny Cash versus...
What's wrong? You don't like country?
Blake Lively? Is that what?
I don't know who that is.
I don't even know who...
But, Johnny Cash I know, but...
Right.
Actually,
okay.
I'm the same way. I like most. It depends on the day.
So, boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Oh, such a fence rider.
Right?
Yeah. I don't want to offend anybody.
I got some new boxers, by the way. They have like a little like cubby for your junk.
Are they called sacks?
I can't remember.
Because
I just got them yesterday.
sacks are the original ones, and I've been wearing those for years.
It's
a bra for the boys.
It is a bra for your boys. What's your favorite cuss word?
My favorite cuss word? Can I say that on your podcast?
What letter does it start with?
I don't know.
Is it a Chinese one?
No, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the word ass is I don't know if that's a cuss word or not. Sometimes I'm confused.
Technically, it's not.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So really, and we've talked about this before, it's whatever the society deems as a cuss word at that point. So, what color's your toothbrush?
Well, I don't know. Different colors.
Multicolor?
Right now, I'm staying kind of at my house that's for sale or at my family's house. So I have a couple different toothbrushes. So I feel like I'm kind of nomadic right now. And sometimes I forget my toothbrush. And so, yeah.
I get that. Yep. I have one at home, at work, and one that travels in my car with me.
Yeah.
So I get you. What's one of the things you would put on your bucket list?
I don't know. I was just talking to Dusty, listening about Glacier National Park. I'd really like to go there. That looks pretty cool.
Nice. Who's your favorite superhero and why?
I don't know. I'm not really a superhero. I don't know. I've never been into all that, but I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Are they superheroes?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Well, they're pretty super.
But they're not heroes.
Oh. Well,
they are in the Avengers, right? They're in an Avengers movie. I haven't seen it.
I think there's a new one that's out. Yes,
and they're in it.
I think so. I don't know,
and
but
they save the world and they do cool stuff, and they have like weird powers and stuff, right?
Yeah, one's like a talking animal.
So. Yeah, and one's a tree.
So maybe that tree. So is that your favorite superhero? Because
that's how he sounds. That's how he sounds when he's trying to speak Chinese or whatever. He just sounds like I am Groot.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything that he says.
Are you a morning person or a night person?
I'm more of a. I like to sleep. Yeah, I'd say I'm more of a morning person, but I do enjoy sleeping in every once in a while, and I like to go to bed early. I'm definitely not a night person.
Well, we stayed up too late last night. Then
we did. I was pretty tired.
Me too.
But we did get to see the Cubs lose, so
amen. Woo! Yes, you made it further in the Cardinals, but only by one day. Dusty, you have any more fast fire or rapid fire questions?
Nope. I know everything I need to know.
All right, hold on.
We're still friends.
Describe yourself in 3 words. Last question.
3 words? I don't know. That's 3 words?
I don't know. There you go.
Pretty laid back.
That's the title of his Match.com.
Pretty laid back.
Yeah,
that works.
That's 3 words too.
Yeah. I mean, that describes you perfectly. Pretty laid back. Match.com. Pretty laid back.
Pretty laid back.
Dusty.
Oh, wait. No. No, that's bad.
How you put it. Pretty laid back. And with that.
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Have a good one.